so many of us, right? We recite Surah Al-Kausar in our prayers. It's the shortest chapter in the Qur'an. But have you ever stopped to think about the story behind it? Because let me tell you, it is so much more than just 3 little verses. We're talking about a story of deep personal heartbreak, a really cruel public insult, and then this divine gift that comes down as a direct comfort. Honestly, it's a story that will absolutely shake you. Okay, so I want you to picture this. We're in Mecca. The Prophet Muhammad is inside his home, just completely heartbroken, grieving the death of his baby son, Abdullah. But outside, there's this man, and he's literally pressing his ear against the wall, listening in. He hears the sounds of sobbing, and this grin spreads across his face. And then he shouts for everyone to hear, Muhammad's son is gone. He has no one to carry on his name, no legacy.
Can you even imagine? That shout just shattered the Prophet's heart. And the worst part? The man celebrating was his own uncle. So it really brings up this huge question, right? When you're hit with that kind of pain, that kind of loss, and on top of it, this unbelievable public cruelty, where do you even go with that? How does faith even begin to answer a wound that goes that deep?
All right, so to really get the answer, we have to first get the pain. This whole story, it doesn't start with some complex idea. It starts with something incredibly raw and human, a father's grief.
I mean, the contrast here is just, wow, it's wild. You have this quiet, heavy sorrow inside the Prophet's home, a family mourning their child. And then you step outside, and his own uncle, Abu Lahab, he's not just making fun of him. No, he's actually handing out dates, like it's a party, celebrating and telling everyone the good news that his nephew's legacy was over.
But God wasn't going to let his messenger suffer through this alone. Right in response to that exact moment of cruelty, a gift was sent down. A revelation so powerful, it was about to flip the entire situation on its head. And that gift was Surah Al-Kausar. And look, this divine gift, it wasn't just a few nice, comforting words. Oh no, it was a promise of something huge, something immeasurable, overflowing, and totally everlasting.
And here it is. Just 3 verses, that's the whole chapter. It kicks off with a massive declaration, then it gives an instruction, and it finishes with this incredible plot twist. And as soon as the Prophet heard this, his heart found peace. So let's break down what was so powerful about these words.
Okay, so the first verse starts with Inna atainaka al-Kawthar. Now that first word, inna, that's for major emphasis. It's like saying, verily, indeed, without a single doubt. And atainaka means we have given you a gift. So right off the bat, the message is, we have gifted you something absolutely amazing. But what exactly is Al-Kawthar?
This is where it gets so deep. Kawthar isn't just one thing. It's so much more. Yeah, it's a river in paradise, sweeter than honey, whiter than milk, but it's also the Qur'an itself, a message that's never going to die. It's an immortal name, his name being remembered right alongside God's. And this is so important. It's his beloved daughters whose own legacies would continue and thrive, and it's his devoted companions who would always be by his side. You see? It was a complete and total answer to that claim that he was cut off.
So, okay, you've just been given a gift of this magnitude, a gift that speaks directly to your deepest pain. What do? What's the right response? Well, the second verse tells us exactly what to do.
The verse says, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ, which means, so pray to your Lord and sacrifice. The message couldn't be clearer. When you get these incredible divine gifts, the response isn't to get arrogant. The response is worship. But it's not just talking about one kind of worship.
See, it points to 2 kind of complete forms of showing your devotion. First, you have your private devotion, that connection just between you and your Lord. That's the prayer. And then you have the public generosity, sharing your blessings with everyone else through sacrifice and charity. It's this whole complete way of showing gratitude.
All right, now we get to the final verse. And this is the grand finale. This is where that original insult gets dealt with head on and just completely flipped upside down.
You remember that taunt from Abu Lahab, right? That the Prophet was cut off, that he had no legacy? Well, the final verse says, Inna shani'aka huwa al-abtar. And what that means is, for sure, the one who hates you, he is the one who is truly cut off. Boom, the insult is sent right back where it came from.
And the word used here for hater, shania, this isn't just about someone who dislikes you. No, this is an intense, all-consuming hatred. The kind of hate that makes a person lose all their reason, their basic humanity. I mean, just think about it for a second. What kind of person celebrates the death of a baby? That is shania. And honestly, it's the same kind of blind hatred that leads to horrible things even today,
where people just stop making any sense, and they're driven only by their own arrogance and ego. And just look at what happened. All these centuries later, billions, with a B, billions of people know the Prophet's name. They honor his daughters. His message is more alive than ever. And Abu Lahab, his name is only remembered as a warning in the Qur'an. His roots, his so-called legacy, that's what's been truly and completely cut off, exactly like the verse promised.
Okay, so what does all this mean? What does this incredible 1,400-year-old story of comfort mean for us? You know, right here, right now. How do we take this wisdom and actually apply it to our own lives?
Well, first off, it smashes this really old, really ignorant idea that a legacy can only be carried on through sons, this idea that daughters are somehow a burden. This surah completely obliterates that thinking because it makes it clear that the Prophet's legacy absolutely flourished through his daughters. And that is such a powerful message, especially against a prejudice that, let's be real, still exists in so many places today.
And that brings it right back to us. What's your Kawthar? What's the abundant goodness in your life? It's our health, isn't it? Our homes, the safety we have, the free time we get, the people we love. Every single gift we take for granted is a form of Kawthar. You know, you just have to look around. You see some people spending their days in a hospital, or others grieving in a cemetery. It really puts our own little daily frustrations into perspective.
So I want to leave you with this one question to think about. The next time you're going through a tough time, a moment of loss, or you feel the sting of someone's cruel words, I really want to encourage you to just pause for a second. Take a mental inventory of your gifts. Because right in the middle of our own personal pain, what abundance, what Kawthar might we be completely overlooking?